Happy New Year and welcome to 2026 and the Salesforce Admins podcast. Well, this year we're going to kick things off by revisiting a tradition we started last year, which was future gazing with Josh Birk, Jennifer Lee, and Kate Lessard on the Admin Evangelist team. Now, in this episode, we're going to get you started for 2026 by revisiting all of our predictions from 2025 and then exploring what lies ahead for Salesforce admins in this new year. From Agentforce breakthroughs to proactive governance, everybody brought some very sharp insights and a few surprises. And because it's the new year, it's a fresh start and the perfect time to plan your roadmap ahead for this year. So with that, let's get everybody back on the podcast. Okay, so welcome back, everyone, to the podcast.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Great. I didn't call you out specifically. It was just, it's always like, I've heard the story of you put 10 people in a room, one person will emerge as a leader. So I like to say intros like that and then just see who's going to speak first. Because it's like, oh, you're going to go. No, you're going to go. No, you're going to go.
It's a very bold interview strategy. Like,
right.
Actually ask a question, just wait for the silence to break itself. Yeah.
Yeah. It also is, bold interview strategy of here's a podcast and a welcome and silence.
Oh, I was on mute. I apparently still haven't figured that out. So,
goals for 2026.
Aim and high.
I still feel like they sell those shirts that say you're on mute.
Well, maybe my Secret Santa will get one for me.
Oh, one can hope, right? All right. So I will link to in the show notes. We did this podcast in what sounds weird of like 100 years ago, 2024 for 2025. And I thought it would be fun to revisit that because we've replayed it, but also revisit each of your predictions and then, have you break out the crystal ball or Johnny Carson used to use an envelope. That shows how old I am. And look to the future of 2026. So Josh, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
You said last year that admins would find Agentforce easier than expected. Did that hold up? Dun, dun, dun.
Dum, dum, dum. First of all, I think that was almost like a cheat strategy there, because I think when we recorded this, everybody thought building agents was going to be pretty hard. So anything we've done to make that easier, I think the predictions come pretty true. But, I don't have the numbers on hand on me right now, but we've had a lot of success with the Agentforce NOW, the virtual workshops that this team has helped host and present. And I don't know, Mike, what was your biggest audience number? It was like a few hundred, right?
Oh, easily. But I mean, that aside, I think it's more of people aren't afraid.
Yeah. I think people aren't afraid. And I think the tooling has gotten really good. And the tooling looks like, for moving into prediction phase, the tooling looks like it's getting better too. So I think that one held true. Like, I feel like people are, it's not the building the agents, it's the, can I make this into a use case that will convince my CTO to help me, buy this agent kind of thing. But when it comes to actually understanding agents and topics and actions and things like that, I think our audience has done a pretty good job of grasping it.
It's almost like a Lego brick problem. We understand the Lego bricks. We got so many things we could build. It's what do we build next? Right.
It's one thing when you're doing the page by page, step by step thing. It's the other thing when you've got the child's basket of random Legos.
Right. Lego bricks. Yeah. I'm reminded of that. Jen, it's always automation with you. But a little bit of a divergent, and I feel like you were on the right path. You probably had a secret futuristic whisper. Your big prediction for 2025 was that Cheryl's team would give us agents to instantly troubleshoot user access. Did we get that?
Kind of. So that's currently in closed pilot. And what I've seen definitely matches what I had predicted, right? So what I've seen is the tool does figure out, why does Josh have this permission, but Kate doesn't? And you don't have to go through and dig in setup to figure that out. You can go and use the tool, setup powered by Agentforce, to talk to the agent, and then it'll come up and say, okay, here's why, right? It could be the sharing rule or whatever the reason is. You're in some type of public group. And then it will explain to you all that and then ask if you want them to take action. So it's even gone beyond just user access. I've seen behind the scenes, I've seen flow creation, data modeling when you're creating a new app, being able to surface up, here are the requirements. Then it comes back and says, here's existing fields that we think you can just use, right? And then here are some new ones. But it all comes down to human in the loop. We're going to explain things to you. Is it okay for me to take that next step to actually do it? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm excited for when this goes to GA, and I know Cheryl's team is working very hard in making that happen.
Yeah, I mean, you think of the amount of stuff that has to get done in the background for it to understand all of that.
Yeah.
Insane. I'm sure.
And if you want to see
your
it,
setup assistant.
Right.
If you want to see it in action, you can also go back and revisit the admin keynote from Dreamforce. We've got some really great examples of what that looks like to build some excitement.
I was going to say, that's exactly a great segue, Kate. I'm glad you came off mute.
I've got it down.
Right. It's a button. It's very important. You kind of went a different route and said AI governance and security were going to be the sleeper topics that admins need to watch. Did they become front page news, or did something else dominate?
They really did. I mean, security has always been one of our core responsibilities as Salesforce admins. And with new technology, we have new threats and new ways that we need to be prepared to deal with them. I would say in 2025, security really did become a front page discussion as IT professionals focused on governance and security and addressing some of those new threats that we weren't exactly sure what they were going to look like. For Salesforce admins, I think we saw a lot of cases where admins couldn't even get Agentforce buy-in at their organizations without a clear governance story. And at Dreamforce, we even had our first ever security keynote. And then, as just mentioned, I was just talking about the admin keynote, we featured security really heavily in the admin keynote as well. I think even one of the new Agentforce features that I'm personally most excited about is security with Agentforce, because it uses Agentforce to provide that automated risk assessment and will actually be really proactive for admins, detecting and alerting them to any unusual activity in their organization, in their Salesforce instance.
Great. All right, Josh, we're going to come back to you. Looking in your crystal ball for the future, and you can't say S controls will continue to be deprecated.
No, I think we have mission accomplished on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I bet there's still an S control that's firing today.
I do like that as a segue from security is important.
Right.
Security is important. Also, maybe not have that JavaScript running from 2010. Yeah.
Well, I just have to think of somebody scrolling through the transcript. S controls. What are they talking about S controls for?
You're right. You know the generation of Salesforce ecosystem you're from if you know what an S control is. So
the same generation that mentions Johnny Carson.
But in the envelope.
Welcome to the handful of listeners still pushing play. No, so 2026. I mean, we accomplished a lot. I think Agentforce went farther than we even thought.
Yeah.
What do you see ahead for admins in this next year?
So I think kind of to follow up with how Jen and Kate are describing the tools, there's going to be this evolution of like agents that are there to help you get things done, not just the agents that are the ones you're building, right? So we've got setup powered by Agentforce. We've got Agentforce for security. We've got Agentforce 5. So we've got brand new Agentforce builder, coming down the path. And that Agentforce builder has agents helping you build agents, right? So it's like, I think that's the next layer that we're going to see is the agentic enterprise being there in places that it'll be at your fingertips, as the way I would put it. Like where you need AI to help you, it's going to be right there for you.
Right. Okay. Boy, that's awfully broad. I like it. Jen, you don't have to stick with automation, but for 2026, what do you see coming for admins?
Well, I see, not to stick with automation, but,
But, you know,
automation.
I mean, it's going to continue to play a real important role in your agents, because without any type of automation, how good is that agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
With just having basic instructions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to stick with, continuing to really build with smaller flows, and not, building with those humongous flows that you might be used to. I mean, I was blown by a agent that I had created where I had two simple flows, and they were just to create a cupcake record and then a cupcake item record. And in the past, I would have had to build a flow that did massive loops to keep, because you need multiple cupcake item records associated with a cupcake order.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have had to loop around and do some complex building of a flow to handle that. And then now with my agent, I could just say, hey, there could be one to many cupcake items. And if the person said they wanted X number, just continue to use that action. And it understood that. Like, I didn't have to make complex flows to do that. So it's really, again, having that mindset, and then, just powering that up, your automation skills with your Agentforce skills, right? That's going to be where the magic happens.
Wow. That's incredibly powerful. I never thought of that we would be building simpler flows. It's like writing stronger sentences, short declarative sentences, as opposed to long paragraph diatribes that go nowhere, which is common on this podcast.
And an agent can help you build those flows, which is super cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they usually do. The longer the intro, the more the agent had to help. Kate, are we going down the security path again for 2026, or what are we broaching for admins?
I don't think that security is going to go away. I think it's going to stay a real hot topic, but I'm actually going to go back to one of my other predictions last year. I think I said that admins were set to become their org's AI specialist. And I think that we saw that shift start. But I think it's going to be really big this year as admins become AI orchestrators and stewards, because they're using their understanding of their organization's business and their business processes to identify those right use cases where we want to implement AI. And they're the ones that are going to be designing guardrails and bringing in decision logic. I think we're also seeing something that we've been encouraging on this team for a long time, and it's becoming more prevalent, and I think is really going to be huge in 2026, which is admins having a seat at the table to partner more closely with their security teams, their legal team, and their business stakeholders across the board to ensure a trusted implementation, because the AI and the knowledge that admins have gained this past year, it's just helping them move upstream in those conversations.
I just realized as you were answering this show sounds incredibly like Family Feud. Not that I just watched Family Feud last night, but it's the host repeating the question over and over again. And it makes me think the next time we go to a community group, we need to do a survey of 100 admins. And then I'm going to have you guys back on, and we're going to guess the answers, because that sounds incredibly fun.
That does sound fun.
In a recent survey of 100 admins, we asked them karaoke or singing in the shower. Okay. So bonus question that I just thought of and I didn't prep you guys for. So let's see how it goes. We'll start with you, Josh, to keep the order in the same.
Okay.
I realize we say agent a lot.
Yes.
And in the world, sometimes you can get confused and say agency. And I think we're all familiar with, what it means to have agency.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2026, I wish admins had agency to do what? Josh, you're up first.
2026, admins to have the agency to, I feel like I'm just stealing from Kate here. It's like, have the agency to feel like they can be the AI expert, basically. It's like, and I think there is going to be a lot of self-empowerment there. And as a next developer, and this is what I was thinking when Kate and Jen were talking about this kind of stuff, it's like, when developers develop something, it's a little bit in a package. It's like kind of in a bubble, and they just get something working, and then they run their unit tests on it, and then boom, that goes into the org, and then they sort of walk away, right? And like a lot of the other things when it comes to how that runs within an org can often be the role of the admin, like making sure the users have the right permissions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think that's going to change. As agents become more prolific, I think the role is simply going to become more important. I'm going to tack onto that and say, because this is where things are going to start getting weird, is when admins feel like they have the agency to build a Lightning Web Component.
Ooh.
When admins feel like they have the agency to build an Apex class, and like that's a brand new frontier we haven't really gone into, which sort of reverses the thing I just described. But I would put the horse before the cart, so to speak, and be like, you want to be that established AI expert first, because you're not trying to replace a developer, right? You're not trying to do their work for them. But if you understand what happens if you create a Lightning Web Component and how that belongs in your org, then you can be that proper steward for making sure that your org is going to remain healthy.
I like it. Jen, I'll sound like Richard Dawson. In 2026, I hope admins have the agency to do what?
I'd say to be the person bringing the innovation into their company, being at the forefront of everything that's going on in Salesforce, being the first ones to get their hands on it, whether it's getting into a playground to play around with it and then pitching it to their company, but really being that true expert at their company.
That's great. Yeah. Kate, last
You're going to make me follow that?
I mean, the hardest part when we do the Family Feud episode is I'm going to get some sort of audience clapping sound, because at some point when everybody answers, everybody else in the team's like, oh yeah, good answer. Birthday cake. Yeah, birthday cake. Good answer. So Kate, in 2026, I hope admins have agency to do what?
All right, I'm going back to security because I am really passionate about it. And I'm going to say to set governance standards proactively rather than retroactively after something goes wrong. I think that once AI is live in your organization, whether you're using Agentforce or any other type of AI, like the risk isn't hypothetical. It's impacting real people and your organization's real data. And so when governance is reactive, admins get forced into cleanup mode, which isn't a great place to be. And that puts you into a space where you're rebuilding trust and explaining decisions. Whereas if you have proactive governance, then you're giving admins that authority, that agency to define boundaries before any harm occurs. And it's, again, placing them in that position to just continue to move upstream and build strong partnerships with their stakeholders.
Yeah. Well, those are great. I mean, if everything comes true, we've got admins building Lightning Web Components, short declarative flows, and owning governance. So
Not bad.
Yeah, that sounds great.
That sounds pretty good.
Sit back and have your white Persian cat on your lap and put your pinky in the corner of your mouth and be like, I own 1 million things.
How many admins would have their job easier if they had sharks with lasers on them?
I mean all
That's
of them.
true.
Right?
Answer, all of them.
All of them. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's the new user punishment.
Exactly.
It'd be really hard for people in the Midwest because there's not a lot of water.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the Midwest. We don't have crocodiles.
No, we put it on cows.
It's just slower moving.
Yeah. I mean, it would just take a while. It's like if you've ever seen Goldfinger, the laser just takes a while.
Uh-huh.
So, the cow would just, it's coming. Don't worry. Or if you've ever, I forget what the movie is, Jimmy Shaker Day. You never know what day is going to be Jimmy Shaker Day. You never know when that cow is going to catch up to you.
Right.
But it's going to happen.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, that's because, Kate, you'd probably have sharks out on the West Coast, right?
Yes, absolutely. I've got my my sharks swim in the coast.
Cows.
Yeah.
I have a feeling the cows would get to me long before they get to Josh. I've not seen cattle anywhere near the Chicagoland area.
Yeah. There's a mantra here in the Midwest when it gets to 1 degree and we have like 3 feet of snow outside. We don't have earthquakes. We don't have crocodiles. We don't have earthquakes. We don't have crocodiles.
Uh-huh.
We have winter, but we don't have earthquakes. We don't have crocodiles.
Right. And we have tornadoes, but those usually hit unpopulated areas.
Right.
So.
Well, Jen knows I cannot tough out your winters. I was a popsicle when we were in the cold last week.
Yeah, but I think New York, well, I don't know about Chicago, but New York gets pretty rough winters, being right on the coast there.
They like to get dramatic for like a month, I feel like. Like they don't do the hibernation style winter that we have to go through, but like once a month, it's like nobody wants to walk through the park because it's just nothing but snow.
Right. Yeah. Well, good. Glad we hashed that out for this episode.
Very important.
It is. Thank you all for joining.
Thanks
for having us.
Having us.
Let's do it again next year.
We should.
It's an annual
see how
thing.
right we were. And if anybody is right about cows with lasers, then that'll be the last episode of the podcast.
Then
We've
AI
done
is
all
already
we can
won.
do.
We've done all we can do. Cows have lasers now. And that's a wrap on our first of many episodes this year in 2026. Big thanks to Josh, Jen, and Kate for sharing their insights, laughs, and what admins can do to lead the way, whether it's automation, AI governance, or was that cows or sharks with lasers? Maybe both. Anyway, if today's conversation sparked ideas in your organization or in your user group, pass it along to another admin who might enjoy it. And until next time, we'll see you in the cloud.